I hope that they will understand that it's important to get proximate to the problems that we have in this country. We get closer to the issues that have been created by mass incarceration and excessive punishment. We get closer to the communities where there's suffering and abuse and neglect. I hope that they'll appreciate that the problems that we are trying to deal with are sustained by narratives, and we have to change the narrative. If we want to do something about racial inequality, we have to get behind the issues and think about the narratives, the fear and anger that has given rise to mass incarceration. I hope that they will understand that their hopefulness is key to making a difference. You can't make changes without being hopeful, without believing things you haven't seen. I really do believe that hopelessness is the enemy of justice, and when people become hopeless, they become the tools of inequality and injustice, even if they're not choosing to do that. And then the last thing I hope they'll take away is that they'll choose to do some uncomfortable things. I don't think we can create a better world, a more just world, by doing only what's comfortable and convenient. The history of the world and the history of confronting oppression and inequality is shaped by people who chose to do uncomfortable things, inconvenient things. And if we can get a college of students to take seriously those challenges, I think we can change the world. I think we can have a real impact. It's actually in college that your norms and your values and your sense of responsibility is shaped in really profound ways. If the colleges that educate us, that kind of give us a lens to see the world through the various disciplines that we study, don't talk about the issues of social injustice and social inequality, don't recognize the challenges that certain kinds of events generate, then there's no reason to expect that our graduates and adults and professionals will look at the world any differently. Colleges have always been central to the social and cultural life of this nation. And if we are not motivated to do things, say things, challenge things when we're in college, I don't think that that opportunity gets greater when we become paid professionals or employees. I think it's absolutely appropriate for college communities to take these issues on head on and to really engage in them in a serious way. I have a real love for college communities that were started by people of faith who just believed in creating new opportunities for people who had been marginalized, excluded, blocked, and in many ways barred from traditional paths to education. And the students that come to schools like this are also particularly important to me because I think they represent the kind of hopefulness that my work is about. They represent becoming architects and engineers and nurses and social workers and teachers and doctors and lawyers when maybe they haven't had anybody in those roles before in their family. They represent aspiration in the face of obstacle. And I so celebrate that because my work and my client community is a client community that has to deal with that dynamic every day. And so I celebrate the kind of space that is created by Mercy College, and I celebrate the kinds of students that are attracted to come here. And I celebrate the mission of a university that believes that education is a portal for the people who are least favored, that are, that have the least amount of opportunity and access to wealth and knowledge historically. That's when you see real transformation in the nation. And there's a massive campaign to raise the age in New York. New York is one of only 2 states in the country that treats 16 and 17-year-olds as adults when it comes to criminal justice prosecution. So there's a major effort being led by community groups and organizations called Raise the Age. And students are really encouraged to get involved in that effort to put pressure on legislators and policymakers to protect children. Many of the young people here have just gone through that period of time in life, and to be treated as an adult when you haven't been equipped or allowed to function as an adult is fundamentally unfair. So the Raise the Age campaign is one thing I would urge them to support. Then the second thing I would say is more philosophical. I actually think that you have to remember that you change the world not with the ideas in your mind. You've got to be smart and tactical and informed. I want students to to study hard and to learn as much as they can. But ultimately you change the world when the ideas in your mind are fueled by some conviction in your heart. And what I would tell students to do is to make sure that they hold on to those dreams that brought them here, that they not get pulled away from the ambitions and the grand expectations that made them want to go to college and become a college graduate.